The capital you need is in the community you're avoiding. Let me unpack that. So I was in a Zoom meeting this weekend with a group of Black women, mostly entrepreneurs. After the meeting, one of the young ladies reached out to me via LinkedIn, and she was thanking me for all of the best practices and insights that I was sharing with the group. She then follows up by saying once she gets all of her stuff together, she'll start implementing some of the stuff that I was telling them to do, which was basically start cultivating a relationship with the people with the resources now. Essentially, what she was saying is, I'm not ready, and until I'm ready, I'm not going to start, cultivating these relationships, which really is the worst thing you can do. I want to challenge you on that theory, and I want to challenge everyone who might be listening to this video right now. I want you to be super intentional about cultivating relationships with the individuals who have access to the resources, and start cultivating those relationships now. In fact, I would argue that the fact that you don't have it all together should be even more of an incentive for you to start building those relationships. If your business is not cash flowing yet, that is not a reason to stay away from these successful entrepreneurs and investors and funders. That's the reason you should actually be getting closer to them. Think about it this way. What you're trying to figure out, someone has already figured out. The knowledge, the intellectual capital, the mistakes, the lessons, the strategies, the relationships, the resources, everything you need to shorten your learning curve already exists with someone else. All you need to do is tap in with them. Listen, you can spend the next 10 years trying to figure it out on your own, or you can intentionally build relationships with the people who have already built what you're trying to build and learn from their experience. Robert Smith, a billionaire, right? He said, and I quote, "It might take you 10 years to figure out what we've done 45 times already. And that's why the expertise and the intellectual capital is even more valuable than the financial capital." That's the real benefit of these relationships. It's not just about money. It's about acceleration. It's being able to buy back one of your greatest assets, which is your time. The quickest pathway to financial capital is stewarding your social and intellectual capital well. Capital is just one resource. So is knowledge. So is your network. So is their experiences. And sometimes the most valuable thing an investor can give you is not a check. It's 20 years of mistakes you didn't have to make. Listen, I became an international speaker in 2016. I did my very first international speaking engagement in South Africa. I am a corporate dropout. I left my corporate America job back in October 2014. I started my professional speaking business in May of 2015. And by July of 2016, I was an international speaker. And check this. I know people who have been in the business for 10 years and still have yet to step foot on an international stage. So how did I become an international speaker so quickly? I'm so glad you asked. A young lady I met years ago via LinkedIn told me about another young lady who was an international speaker, already a multimillionaire. She told me she had a speaker boot camp coming up and I should check it out. So naturally, I started following this young lady via LinkedIn. I attended some of her complimentary webinars. She and I had a discovery call, and the energy I got from her, she was my vibe, right? I was like, I'm definitely going to be attending her boot camp. So I invested in her 4-day boot camp for professional speakers. It was $4,000. That did not include my flight. It did not include my hotel. It did not include food. They gave us coffee in the morning and we got to work. At the end of that boot camp, I had no doubt in my mind that I was going to become an international speaker, and I was going to get there a lot quicker having attended her boot camp. That $4,000 was one of the best investments I've ever made, and I got a pretty significant and quick return on my investment. It might have taken me 5 or 10 years to learn what she taught us in 4 days. She was able to compress 10 years of knowledge, experiences, failures, mistakes, best practices, wisdom into a 4-day intensive boot camp. Hear me and hear me well. You are doing yourself, your community, your business a huge disservice by trying to figure it out on your own and waiting until you feel ready. You will never feel ready because ready is not a feeling, it's a decision. You have to decide to be ready even when you don't feel ready. Listen, nobody understands better how you feel and what you're going through than the people who've actually gone through it. They know how it feels to pour your heart and soul into your business and your bank account still in the red. They know what it's like to bet on yourself, to take a risk, to bootstrap, to burn through all of your savings and still come up short. They know what it's like to get rejected over and over and over and over again and still have to show up with a smile on your face. See, what that young lady is doing, the one who reached out to me via LinkedIn, is what a lot of y'all are doing. And that's why you're so frustrated. You're trying to dig your wells while you're thirsty. And investors want you hungry, not thirsty. The Bible says plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. If you could have figured it out by now, you would have. Stop waiting until you need the money to start cultivating relationships with the people who have it. Build the relationships now, add value now, learn now, ask questions now, get in the rooms now. Then, when the time comes for you to raise the capital and ask for the funding, you're not introducing yourself to complete strangers and asking them to believe in you. You'll be talking to people who already have a vested interest in your success. Now they know you, they like you, they trust you, they've been on the journey with you, so they want to support you. And trust me, that is a much stronger position to be in. Listen, I know how scary it can be navigating these rooms, especially when you've never been in these type of rooms before. Nelson Mandela said, it always seems impossible until it's done. Just do it. Howdy, my name is Seneca Dunmore. They call me the Pint-Sized Powerhouse. So I run a venture advisory firm called Dunmore Capital Ventures where we connect founders and funders. Our superpower is showing you how to leverage social and intellectual capital to secure the financial capital that you need to grow and scale your business. You don't have to figure it out alone. We've already brought in the investors, the bankers, the subject matter experts, the industry pioneers who've already figured it out for you. If you're still struggling to ask, if you're still struggling to get into the right rooms and cultivate the right relationships and you don't know what resources to ask for, we can help you. But it takes you making a decision. So when you decide to stop doing it on your own and to seek out wise counsel, we're here to help you. Comment counsel below and I'll send you a link for more information.